Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is A-Train 9 version 4. Last time around we started to work on Portland, I believe we called it. Well, we did call it that, I clearly remember it. And here are some ships, and no, I'm not paused. They're basically locked, nose to nose, unable to decide which way they should go. And I think this is probably a weakness in placing these two ports next to each other. Now, this has happened a couple of times because, as you can probably tell, I have built quite a bit since you were last here. For no other reason than I wanted to get back to a bit of track laying and maybe some fundamentals. Anyway, these two will clear up of their own volition at some point and then start working again. Now, the passenger liner that we've got going on here generates a tremendous amount of money. Usually, where are we? We're about May. Usually by this point it's generated about 400 million in sales, and given that the costs are incredibly low, that's quite the profit earner. This chap, on the other hand, the goods ship that comes in, the cargo ship, drops off here. As you can see, it's not made me anything yet this year. But I've got these two good storage yards here to kind of take and grasp whatever it brings in, at which point it will depart. It will then come back again and it will load up with whatever's left. So the goods themselves, they don't stick around for very long. But I've turned this area into kind of what's a big tourist zone really. We've got a couple of amusement parks and we've got an arcade there, a whacking great hotel. And as it builds up, this should be pretty profitable. I also continued building round towards this terminal that I've got round the corner. You may or may not recall it from last time round. There we go. And I've stuck a new train on it, and this train doesn't go very far. Where are we? What time does it kick off? Kicks off at about 6:30, I think. So if we go forward to then, and then slow it down some, get to see the thing. Alright, well, I missed that one. He's gone. He'll be back in a moment. Hold on. Right, let's try it again. Ease it down. You, come, wait, stop, freeze. Train window. There we go. So this train basically goes up to the next station stop, which starts this kind of elevated section that I'm going to be continuing in the future. But as you can see, look, yes, all pretty pleasant stuff. Including our kind of cliff-top villas here. But it goes back and forth between this station and the other one, and as you can see, there's almost no distance at all between the two. You see, the camera snapping back like that is a little disconcerting. Yeah, come on, you can go a bit faster than that. Let's stick you on follow instead. How about that? Yeah, see, look, nice view of the train coming across the bridge. Fantastic. I'm pretty sure I only told you to wait for 40 minutes. Come on. Saddle up. Let's rock. In your own time. People are watching. There we go. There we go. So, yeah, I built one of these chaps. And forgive me for not, quoting train names and models and makes and what have you. That is really not my area of expertise. I go for stuff that just looks interesting, fundamentally. What else is there worthy of note? So yes, this area here is largely, as you can possibly tell, built by the AI, with a couple of notable exceptions. I got it going a little. See, ships. They disappeared because we were doing stuff. I've got these two skyscrapers that are waiting to build up, but so far they've not had enough. They've been there for like a year, and so far they've just not had the goods available to build up any faster. Sometimes the ship comes in and maybe we grab a little to build up, but for the most part it doesn't. So I'm happy to wait for that to continue, but it's a little frustrating in the interim. So as we head back across, I haven't really touched this side of the bridge at all. What I have done is I've sold up quite a few of my factories and several of my kind of goods storage areas, leaving like this one. This area is all brand new as well, and this is largely AI built. So I think once again I've got like a couple of office buildings that are my doing. Everything else all down to the AI, and they've got a full kind of goods supply going on here, which is being fed by this factory. Basically, I've got this tiny little bit of road where this chap will drop up to the other end, plonk some stuff in there if he's got if it's got space to do so, and then head back, pick up some more. This is my new system. That's a helicopter. And where's the heliport? I did place it on kind of commercial island. Here we go. Heliport is another very profitable building, but not to the same scale that the kind of the passenger liner port does. But it's kind of nifty that we've actually got, you know, extra vehicles flipping around the place. But you know, the profit to loss ratio on that is great. So what am I going to get up to today? Well, I've started doing a little more work on this area. I'm building the idea is I'm going to build a canal that kind of stretches the length of the, well, this is width as we're looking at it now, so it's kind of the width of the map. I'm going to canal all the way across, linking up all of these separate kind of lakes and rivers and what have you. That's a long-term kind of thing. What I want to do today is, largely because I have had enough of just building up a section at a time for a little while, is I want to actually build some flipping trains. You know, I'm not going insane for the train, but it would be nice to actually get a completed train section. So we've got this loop, which, I mean, it's making money, but it's just taking a long time to get to where I want it to be. So I need to pick one of these 2-line spurs, and we're going to head that way. We are going north. Now that's the goal for this original section here. So maybe that's not the one to do. Where does this actually... This comes from all over the place. All right, okay, that's a challenge. So I'm going to pick these 2 lines here. I mulled over several different options, but these 2 have just won out because I like the look of this madness going over here. I have no idea what I was thinking. I mean, how the hell am I going to get this to work? Presumably that's a line that I just ran through there for the sake of going through a mountain. That sounds like me. And then we're out here as well. I don't even think that this setup is actually practical. So maybe I'm going to... Yeah, okay, that's it. Sold, thank you. One more thing before we set off on this particular Odyssey. I have got stocks in reserve, because my tax bill each year now is approaching $1 billion, and that's purely down to the subsidiaries I own. Now, if I can get those ports working again, then I should be able to cover it. I'm still not anywhere close in terms of kind of permanent solvency on that front. Road, that's your problem. But we're certainly close when it comes to generating enough profit so that we don't go completely, you know, market crazy every year. So I've got 900 million to play with, which sounds like a lot, but it's not going to go that far. And so what I want to do to start with is simply get a route. No stations for now. I just want to get a route up and running. Or up and designed, I think maybe is the way to think about it. And if possible, I want to do it without having to geo too much. We could pop it up a level. No, it's not going to let me do that while I'm building in progress. Yeah, that could work. And the reason for this is I want to actually get a full distance line done. That feels like I could... You see, if I was on the other side there... Well, actually, I could make that work. I've got an idea there. Right. We'll go all the way up to this top corner. And then we'll swing it round some. because I want to get some long distance routes going. And I mean, if you've been with the series for a little while, that's nice. If you've been with the series for a while, you will know the kind of the original goal here was you know, an exceptionally long route, running an awful lot of trains down it. That's possibly a little higher than I need. There we go. Game having a momentary icy, yeah, that's what we want. A raised section that actually cuts through a mountainside. And where do we want to end up? I think we want to end up there. Alright, yeah, I've got an idea. Is that right? Or well, we're maybe a little close to the top of the map. Closer than I would like. Let's put it that way. In fact, if I now pull that down, we should have enough room. Okay, right, let's try it. Now, the reason for finishing up here, okay, is I want to put another terminal up here, and we will have as many platforms as we can get our hands on. Let's make them length 8 as well while we're at it. I may or may not place this now. I suspect I've got a little bit of geoscapery to do first. Yeah, it looks like it. But there we go. So that's going to finish up about there. Now, with 7 lines to play with, this means that I can use this as the terminus for quite a few different routes. Right, let's pull out the senseless expense tool. Senseless expense away. You too. Yeah, we don't need this little pond on the edge. There you go. Let's just smooth the works. There we go. Right, smashing. Good. Lovely. Excellent. If I can get another line through there, that'll be nice, because obviously I'm going to two-line that bit. Although saying that, I'm not leaving myself an awful lot of space to shuffle things around. Let's just take another quick look at that station, because I might have to have a rethink here. Because I'm going to need a lot of points in order to make this work, and I'm not going to, or am I going to need a lot of, oh no, I only need a switch for each line effectively. So if I go back as far as there, right, there you go. Well, committed. Right, did I measure that correctly? No, not quite. I'm off by like nothing. Oh, flaming game. Right, let's back up. Alright, and then let's try going from here and see if it'll get around, which I'm sure it will. There we go. Right, good. So now I want to go back in the opposite direction. No, it'll do it. No, it won't do it. What you need here... Now, this bit's going to be the real challenge. If I can pull a line through there as well, which it does seem to have done. Oh, bless you. Right, okay, well, that's good. Although, are you at... Yeah, you're at ground level. That's less good. No, stay up high. I've got my height marker wrong. There we go. Right, let's try that again. Right, you... excuse me. Flip through there. That's the ticket. Then across. Good, right. And we'll run this all the way back. Now, there's a high chance that... I mean, so, first things first, we will have many a station along the way on this route. And I think initially what I'm going to do is just run one end to the other, because, you know, that's the dramatic route there, right? But once I've got that kind of functioning, are you going to play ball? It looks like you might if I did that. Right, as far as about just there, and then let's run it back down to the ground. No, you don't want to do it. No, nuts. It's gone a little further back than anticipated. Right, let's try it now. There we go. That's back down to ground level. So while those are not moving completely in parallel, such are the concessions we have to make in order to get it down. You can't slope too quickly. But yes, okay, so what I'm going to do initially is set this up running end to end, and then we'll build stations along the way. And the basic goal is, I mean, as you've seen when we were looking at, well, I was looking at, you know, which route I was going to take on. I've got quite a lot of loose ends kicking around, so the goal will be to get as many of those loose ends up to that terminal as possible. And hopefully it should create a few areas where, you know, a little bit of action spotting, that's near enough, becomes viable. See, so, I mean, what was I thinking with this? And evidently I had something on my mind. And there we go, we've got a merge on there. And then we just want to get another one going. Although I'm not sure these lines are close enough together for that to work. Nope, there it is. That'll do. That's good. Can we diamond that at all? Yes, indeed we can. Excellent. Right. This is going to be difficult. And it's going to be difficult because I didn't put much thought into it when I set it up originally. However, here's my main terminal. And my main terminal will now flow out this way, head across this whacking great bridge. Yeah, this is going to work. All right, great. So at the far end, what I also want here is... oh, hold on, we haven't finished. You almost finished, but then, you know, got a bit distracted. Keep your mind sharp, man. Round the corner, round. There you go. Excellent. Nope, right about there. And then down and connected. Yes. Now, hopefully, because this is only going to work if this works, I need a set of points here. All right. It's not going to work, is it? This is going to fight me. Alright, I think what I'm going to have to do, I'm not even going to try that more than another... No, I'm not even going to try that. What I'm going to do instead... Now, I dearly love these little tunnels here. Slow your clicking. No, right, okay, that's as far as that goes. So, I'm going to have to make these lines here in such a way that I can get some points made, and then I'll get it back up to the right height in order to hit the tunnel, I guess. Now, how much more track does it need? Because otherwise I'm going to run out of space to get the altitude again. Go on. That's good. Now, if you diamond that, everybody's happy. Although I mean, that's quite exciting, but it's not what I'm after right now. There we are. Lovely. Okay, right, now, if I run this round here, it might figure out how to get to the right height by its... No, it's not going to, is it? Although, coming down there is not so bad. Excellent. Okay, well, this went better than planned. No. Went better than hoped. This is the plan. I just hadn't expected it to work. There we go. Right, great. Okay, so now we have, as you can see on the let's pull this chap out. Are you gonna zoom in a little? So we have a route that goes like this, all the way around, kind of around this edge, and then we'll peel down into here. Now this section is currently finishing in the loop. I'm sure you can visualize the bit I'm talking about. And with that, what I'll probably do is, instead of the loop turning things around and heading them back again, is run the loop maybe around there and then up and in, when that's 4 lines used. And then from over here I've got another line which I'll run into there, and then that leaves one line over with which I'll do something in this region up here. So possibly another little commuter loop, something like that. And then, yeah, who knows? But, I mean, you can see already the city's starting to take a certain amount of shape. If anything, the challenge I'm going to have is filling in the gaps. That's where it's going to be tricky. Right, let's buy a train, shall we? Now, this end, and I'm just guessing here, is not going to make me much cash. Right, I want the fastest thing you've got. Right, I've got 700 million left in that. Oh, hold on. What do we need for this? Let's complete a bullet train plan first. Okay. Alright, well, what's the fastest thing I can get without bullet train plan? The ARX. 180 kilometers an hour. Well, that's fairly respectable. Train configuration 10. 8. I've only got 8 length stations at each end, so it's going to have to be. Right, we'll take it. Let's close that up. Right, let's place it on the way in, and that way I can timetable accordingly. No, go the other way, other way, other way, other way, reverse. That way. No, no. All right, well, fine. I'll figure it out for myself then. That and then timetable of the assistant. So, much like train fever, I am going to focus on having every train on the right, simply because that's what my brain is used to. Right, we'll go. Do we want the branch here? I suppose we do. There we go. Right, so departure time. Ooh, let's take a healthy 6:30, and then last departure will be 8 p.m. Now, I very much doubt it's going to get over one journey in a day, but let's find out. I mean, this thing is, you know, it's got some rapid about it. All right, probably going to have to wait for the morning. I've got the timetable assistant on, so it will auto pause when it's about to take off. There you go. So we can get the speed back down again. Right, straight, please. No, we're going right. So branch. Yes. All right. So we took off at 6:30 was when we left. Oh, okay. I was clearly wrong. It's making hell of a time here, but I guess that's as much down to the fact that it hasn't got a stop. We'll stay straight, and we'll also drop the speed a touch. Straight once more. Okay, what have we got here? Let's branch over to the. No, let's stay straight. Stay straight. Stone me. So that took an hour and a half to arrive. Alright, well, you know, colour me impressed. And then we'll stick you as a... Yeah, so that's the real end terminal down there. I mean, I guess I could go all the way back there. No, there's no... That would be redundant in these purposes. Right, good. So then we're back here, and we'll thrash it back in the opposite direction an hour later. Right, okay, let's have a look. Where are we going? We're going straight, because no, we're going branch, because we want to go on the right. I hope I've figured this out right. Straight, please. This looks right, though, doesn't it? There we go. So, I mean, this chap is going to rattle along at quite the pace. And I think once I have completed the bullet train project, we'll go straight. Do all of that. Yeah, once I finish the bullet train, we'll probably replace this with a Shinkansen in order to forgive my pronunciation, unless it's completely off mark, in which case completely feel free to to correct me accordingly. Right, so even though it's only making profit in one direction, it is near profitable. In fact, it might actually be fully profitable, which would be quite exciting. I'm going to have another one now. Let's confirm the purchase. Alright, and we'll take that. No, stop that. Take this, we'll copy it, and we'll paste it onto here. And then we'll place this chap on this side once it gets beyond 8 PM. So the absence of signals, making it tricky. No, you see, because it's Japanese, so it's trying to do it in a where the trains are on the opposite sides. Typical. Right, let's do that and then timetable the assistant here. Now, in order to make this work, actually, no, hold on, hold everything, cancel that, grab this guy, remove. I need to come into the station so that, see, I need to go into the opposite side of the station. Alright, so in you go. Slow it right down so I've got time to actually fiddle with the thing. You're going to go straight there, Buster. So it is still using the agreed timetable. It's not using the agreed timetable, you know. No, this is just a stop. You get an hour's stop here. Alright, and then head all the way back. I'm going to have to do this manually, aren't I? I can tell. Right, rockets across the map. Now, it will take longer once I've got a couple of stations going here, but for now, it's doing a pretty fine job. Now, this far end, I only have one platform, and that's okay, because what I'm going to do is this is where I'm going to set the departure time of 6:30. Last one of 8:30. With, ooh, I don't know. No, first one, 6:30. Thank you. Down, 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 down. Come on. With an hour's break in between each one. Right, let's mouse wheel this. It's probably just going to be easier that way. Right, every day, and that needs to be reversed. Yes, good. Right. And if I've got this even close to being right, what we won't get is the two trains running into each other. To be honest, this being as simple as it is, I would have a hard time getting it wrong. But hey, I never put it past myself to get anything wrong. And then I want you to take the branch so that you're on the right side of the platform. And then we're back at the beginning again. Right. Oh, hello. What just happened? What happened? Oh, hey, check it out. Well, there we go. I'm going to wrap it up there. For some reason, that's an objective accomplished. Congratulations to me and to you for being part of this momentous occasion. So these two are just about scraping a profit. Actually, they're doing more than scraping a profit. They're like 30% in profit. I'm pretty impressed with that, given that they are picking up nothing at this end. Although, you know, the presence of these magnificent engines is generating some trees currently. So I'm going to, before this starts getting littered with AI buildings, I need to build these tracks out to get them ready to go. And I think that's probably what I'll do next time. Yeah, so for a little while, what we're going to do, instead of what we've been doing previously, which is, you know, taking an area, let's head over there. Can you, thank you. Yeah, instead of kind of developing one area at a time, this time I'm going to develop a route, and we'll build up individual stations along the way. So there you go. That's the plan. That's what we're doing. That's how we're rolling. Can I grab that? See, that's interesting. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. yeah, it's coming along. I do have minor concerns. How are we doing for power? Fine for power. Minor concerns in terms of profitability. When we roll through to December, it will suddenly give me property tax in the region of something unspeakable, and that will put us into just a little bit of trouble. But as you can see, everything is in the blue. I mean, subsidiary profits at 700 million, and my harbours aren't kicking around in the way that I've seen them do in previous years. So when the passenger service starts up again, which it will, when the two ships collide, they both get cancelled for a short time. But once they're operational, we should have. Let's find a pleasing vista here. Yeah, so once they're running it again, that'll bring in even more cash. Fingers crossed. Anyway, thanks for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Chuck us a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will catch up with you very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.